Well, hello, everyone. It's great to see all of you tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to be able to talk with you. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Chris Lewis. I am this year's Public Image Chair, also the District Governor nominee. That'll follow Tim down the road here as District Governor. And this is the first of a number of different sessions that we're going to be having to try to help your clubs to be able to increase their ability to impact public image over the year. As I mentioned, this is the first of a number, and here's a list of a number of them that we will. Oh, I still got my emailed in there, but basically, some of them are not confirmed yet. I'm waiting to confirm from some people, and hopefully, we're going to get the people that I've emailed to be a part of this as well. But down the road, we are going to be talking about a lot of different topics that are going to be able to impact your clubs in different ways. I'm really excited. The first three are already set. They're on the event calendar. You can register for them today. And this next month, I'm really excited. Bob Hoffman, who's a member of the Lansing Rotary Club, but also has worked in TV media for many years, is going to be coming and talking about what your clubs can do to be able to work with the media. So that's going to be a really powerful session. And then Nancy, who's on, is our website guru in the district, and she is going to lead us in September to talk about what we can do to be able to optimize our websites and try to make our websites even better. So we'll be setting up more of these for you to sign up for as we move forward. But I'm really excited about the year. And there's a few topics on here right now that I'm still finding people for. So if you know of people that might be good for these topics, let me know as well, because always looking forward to try to engage people within the district in many ways. Okay, so today I wanted to start the year off right. I wanted to talk about AI because AI, you hear about it every day. Some people are scared about it, and some people, sometimes people are concerned about how do I use it? How do I use it right? And should I use it as a part of what I'm doing? And I'm here to say yes, 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 and yes. There are many things that you can do that AI can really help you to do do it in a if you do it in a systematic way. And tonight I'm going to try to give you some tools and things to think about to be able to find new ways to be able to incorporate AI into your public image. But also, as we talk about this, there may be other ideas that you have. And I would encourage you later to test it out. Try using AI, some of the different tools that we'll talk about tonight, as ways to be able to help to find some efficiency in the work that you're doing as well. Because all of us have lots of things to do. And I know that I'm not the only one, because I know that Jackie uses it as well. And there are many things that you can do to be able to save time, save effort, but also have good quality content that you can get out to support your clubs. So public image is so important. Um, I've heard Jackie in a number of her club meetings. She hits it hard, and it is very, very important. All of us have we have to maintain not only the brand of Rotary, because the brand is more than just the logo. That when people hear the word Rotary, when they see the logo, it means something, and we have to safeguard that. And the more that we can get our clubs out into our own communities, but broader through our district, through our regions, and even broader than that, the more that we're able to get the good word out about what Rotary is. And that then drives engagement, membership, partnerships, and more. So today, in talking about AI, there's a lot of tools. There's a lot of tools at your fingertips that are smarter than ever before. And some of those are available through the brand center on Rotary's website. But then there are other ones that are free, easy to use. And it takes a little bit of time to get, especially when we're talking about AI, we'll talk about prompting and what makes a good prompt. But sometimes you have to play with that and ask things different ways to be able to get get the information that you want and get the end result of what you want as well. So from the very beginning, let's talk about what is AI. Well, AI, artificial intelligence. So many of us use AI on a regular basis. If any of you have Grammarly or use Grammarly, that's AI. If you use spell check, that's a very primitive form of AI. And so, I mean, there's a lot of forms of AI that are out there that you may not even be aware of. But then there are now new tools that you are hearing more and more about that are there to help you professionally, personally, in the work that we do in Rotary and beyond. So, AI is when computers or software are designed to think and learn like people. So that they are then allowed, they then help us to be able to write, design, organize, solve problems. And it goes back to that efficiency. It allows for you to be able to quickly get things done. And I said, I put this here because it's the way I look at it. AI is like that helpful assistant that never sleeps. So it is someone that you can turn to. It is a thing that you can turn to, or a someone that you can turn to where you can go ask questions and you will get ideas. That doesn't mean that that is the end point. You don't want to just ask the ideas and take what it gives. You always have to read through and you always have to tweak and make it your own and make sure that the voice is right. But it can do a ton to be able to make things easier, make your life easier as well. So the relevance of AI into public image is that AIs can help clubs in many different ways. AI can help clubs to better write better social media posts. It can design flyers. It can design newsletters, brochures. It can craft PowerPoints. It can craft press releases. It can, and just with a small amount of text, a small amount of information, it will expand and expound and create things that you wouldn't have even guessed that it could. So it is important that you understand the AI is only as smart as the information that you give it. So you have to understand, and that's the prompting that we'll be talking about, is that you have to understand what you're going to ask it to do. Because if you ask it in one way, it's going to give you one thing. But if you ask it in another way, it may give you something completely different. So you sometimes have to play with it. Sometimes you have to ask different ways, especially if you don't get the results that you want the first time. It can definitely save time. I talked about efficiency. I mentioned efficiency numerous times already, and it can definitely save you a lot of time. All of us wear many hats. We are doing a lot of different things, and AI tools are there to help reduce the time that you're spending on those routine tasks. So those routine tasks could be editing, it could be rewording, it could be you wrote some notes up and you want to take all of those notes and summarize the main points. You could dump all those notes into AI, say, please summarize the main points of the notes that you see below, and it will summarize it. Now, it might not be the exact summary that you want, but it will summarize it. And you can get even more specific in your prompting to explain the voice, the tone, who you're talking to, and give it even more context to write even better. It can also create schedules or it could create emails. It can take an email that you've crafted and it can rewrite that email into a different tone. So I work at a university. So I work for the University of Michigan Flint. I work in enrollment management. So I am working to recruit and retain students on a daily basis. I can take an email that was written for a specific academic program, and I can put that email into a chat GPT or some other chatbot, and I could have that chatbot rewrite it in a certain way. So I could explain that I'm trying to rewrite this email to recruit veterans and to touch on specific points that are very important to veterans and talk and to link them to our veteran services office. Or, I could say I'm trying to reach a 50-year-old female from Michigan. And I want to touch on other points that are important to that person and create a persona that email then would be crafted toward, and the tone and the language would change. So there are many ways in which you can do that. Meeting agendas, event summaries, you can easily do that. You can take, especially with some of the tools, you have a certain amount where you can upload documents. So you can take three, four, five different documents and say, here's the notes from our last 5 meetings. I want to create the next meeting agenda. And it will create a meeting agenda based on what it sees in those last five meeting minutes. So there are a lot of things, and it becomes very powerful. It also can help you to improve communication and engagement. It can tailor messages to different audiences, as I've already mentioned. It can suggest hashtag or keywords to improve the reach. Not every social media platform requires the hashtags, and hashtags only go so far. But for some social media platforms, it is good to use hashtags. So it can provide you and suggest different tags that you can put into your messages. It can also look at, if you're able to pull data out of your website, pull data out of your social media accounts, and it can take a look at the engagement and give you a better sense of what's working, what's not working, and analyze the data for you. It can also allow for you to be able to take images, and it will redesign images. There are different AI platforms that are specific to creating imagery. So you can try different things. One thing I will mention, and I'll show you an example of an AI image later. And I want you to look at it very closely because there's problems with it, but I left the problems in because I want you to take a look at it and you can see what the problems are. It can also help you tell better stories. So Rotary is all about the people and the impact, and AI can help to take bullet points and turn it into stories. It can summarize, it can take the service projects that you're doing and turn them into press releases, or turn them into a report out that you can share with the public and your community. It can turn it into a report that you share with your members. It can turn it into scripts or other talking points for presentations. It can help you create PowerPoints so that you have a framework to be able to see, what should I talk about? Here's what I want to talk about. What are the main slides that I should have, and what are some of the main points that I should hit? Again, you're still going to have to go in and make it your own. You're still going to have to go in and make sure that it is in your voice until you educate the AI enough that it knows your voice, because you can teach it. You can teach it to know the way that you talk or the way that your club talks, and it will become smarter the more things that you ask it to do. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples, some things that I put in. So I actually asked AI. I said, I want to create a prompt. I want to create a prompt, a social media prompt for a Rotary Club. And I said, this is what I said. I said, write a friendly and engaging Facebook post for a Rotary Club that just hosted a community cleanup event at a local park. The event had 25 volunteers, collected 20 bags of trash, and partnered with local high schools Interact Club, emphasize community impact, teamwork, and gratitude, and keep it under 150 words. Not hard to write, right? This is what AI came up with. What an amazing day of service. Our Rotary Club teamed up with the local Interact Club and 25 awesome volunteers to clean up Riverfront Park this weekend. Together, we filled 20 bags of trash, making a big difference for our community and environment. Huge thanks to everyone who showed up, rolled up their sleeves, and showed what service above self is all about. Rotary in action, people of action. So the ChatGPT came up with that. I didn't give it anything except for the prompt. So it made it all up. There is no Riverfront Park. There is no, all this is fake. But and then I also asked it to create an image that would go with this. Now look at that image. There's a problem with that image. There's a big problem with that image. Do you see what that problem is? Jackie, do you see what the problem is?
The logos?
The logos. That's right. It's not the logo. They made up the logo. So, so you have to be very careful and know that, I mean, the picture looks great. It's people in action, but the logos are wrong. And it's not the Rotary logo. So this would not be a picture you'd want to use from AI. And but what you can do is you can take a picture that you have and you can enhance it. You can ask it to make the colors brighter. You can enhance it and do that. So you can take your own pictures of people in action, which is what we talk about doing all the time, and then use AI to make those pictures even better. So so that is one example. Then what I did was I went further and I asked it to take that same information and I said, write a professional press release. I said 300 to 400 words about a Rotary Club community cleanup event at Riverfront Park. Include the following details: 25 volunteers participated, 20 bags of trash were collected, and the club partnered with the local Interact Club, emphasized community involvement, environmental impact, and the Rotary's mission of service above self. Mention how this event affects Rotary's commitment to civic engagement, right in the tone of a local newspaper, and include a quote from the club president thanking volunteers. So, this was back to that social media post, and actually, I'm going to try to open it. I don't know if I click on this if it's going to. Can you see that? Can you see the press release?
All we see is you right now, Chris.
Okay, 1 second. Thank you. I'm going to change my screen so I can show you. Okay, here we go. There we go. So this is the press release that it came up with. And this took
Chris,
about,
Chris, we still don't see it. We just see you.
oh, okay.
I'm seeing it from this end.
Oh, you are seeing it from your end,
I'm
Matt?
seeing it
Yes.
too.
Me too.
Oh, that's just me.
It's really small though.
I'm seeing it.
If it's amongst your video
That's
tiles, if
better.
you just
Thank you,
click on it
Chris.
or double click on it. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so this is what it came up with. So I'm not going to read all of this. I'll share the PowerPoint and he'll have access to this. But basically, this took about 10 seconds once I put the prompt in. And now, granted, you would want to feed more of your relevant data. So you wouldn't want to have you wouldn't want to have AI make up a quote from your club president, right? You'd want to ask your club president, what would you want to say about this? And then you can say to AI, include this quote and add that in. Or you could change this because like here it says, we're incredibly proud of the turnout and impact we made today. I mean, very generic, but you can see how many of you love writing press releases? Probably not a lot. So what I want to get at here is this can save you a lot of time. And it is so important to be able to, and we're going to hear about this next month when we're talking about working with the media, is getting information out there. Not only getting information out before the event, where you can invite press to your event, but after events and getting pictures of those people in action, as well as your press release out there. And this only took, like I said, 10 seconds. Once I wrote the prompt, which might have taken me a minute, right, or two, to figure out exactly what I wanted to say. But then once I had it work, it only took that short amount of time. So I just want to make sure that you know how easy it can be. I'm going to go back to my slides here. Give me 1 second. Can you, okay, what are you seeing my,
Yeah,
you
we can see that.
slides?
We see that.
Okay, good. So the other thing that I wanted to mention, how I'm hoping that many of you have tried Canva. Canva is a free tool and it is run with a huge amount of AI. There's a ton of AI that's within it, and it is very easy to use. If your club has a 501c3 status, if you've gone through and you've gotten that status, you can get a free professional account through Canva as well. And all you have to do is be able to show that you have that 501 status. So if you have a foundation in your club and you have that status, I would highly encourage you to set up a free professional account, because the free professional account also comes with free photos, free other tools that are not a part of the free account. If you don't have 501 status, you can still have a free account. It's still very powerful and offers a lot of things. It just is limited in some way. In the end, AI will assist you, but again, it does not replace your voice. You can try and educate it about what is important about your Rotary Club. Make sure that it understands that. The more that you give it in the prompt that you're writing, the more that it will be able to be educated and be able to speak in the way in which your club wants to speak. But if you give it very little, it can come off as very generic, or can come off as kind of bland and not, may not give you exactly what you want. So there's a number of tools that are out there. And I'll show you chat, and I'll show you Canva. I'll show you both here before we're done tonight. But ChatGPT is one of the text and writing tools. I use it a lot for work. Grammarly, I mentioned that. I use that for work. Well, you don't have to be the grammar police doesn't have to come after you. You can use Grammarly to help you. Jasper is another one for text and writing. On images and design, I mentioned Canva, Microsoft Designer, Adobe Express. Those are all different types of tools that are out there. On video, there's tools like Lumen 5 and Pictory. There's also scheduling and engagement type of tools that are out there that can help on social media or on other aspects. If you have a Facebook page, the Meta Business Suite has a lot of AI tools that are built in that you may not even be aware of, but they are built in. But Buffer, Later, these are all tools that you can work to then schedule things, get things ready, and prepared for the future. So some best practices, some things to think about as you're thinking about using AI. You want to make sure that as you're using AI, that you are keeping Rotary's voice and tone. You always have to review or edit your AI content. Don't just take exactly what you get. I showed you a few examples. I just took what they got. I would have to go back and edit it to make sure that it was in the tone of the club that I had. But I wanted to show you kind of a raw example of what they will come up with without hardly any context. It's important as you are thinking about either social media, or you're thinking about press releases, or you think about other things, is to include the real stories and faces from your club. Make sure that you can put a face to the story or a image to the story. And as Jackie always says, you want to make sure that you're getting images of people in action. The check pictures is not what a media wants to see. And it's not going to play as well when you're looking at it on social or people are trying to engage in it. But you get the people picking up the trash, that's showing Rotary in action, right? Versus like 3 people standing out on a highway. What is that? What are they doing? Why are they on a highway? I don't know. But if you're on a highway picking up trash and you're getting pictures of people, picking up the trash, doing the work, you're seeing the good that Rotary does. You definitely want to use high quality photos. Use the branding assets that are in Brand Central. Go into Rotary.org, and Brand Central has a ton of different templates and tools. It has videos, it has other things that you can tie in that are already built. You can build a new logo for your club right there, and it's easily utilizing some AI tools right there to be able to help you. So keep that in mind. But there are some pitfalls, some things that you want to avoid as you are thinking about AI use. First and foremost is over reliance on automation. Um, you want to make sure that you're not just automatically going to chat to do everything and then, as I talked about, taking exactly what they give you and not adjusting it for the tone and voice of your of yourself or your club. You want to make sure because otherwise you're going to be getting very generic content that may not relate directly to who your club is, who you are in that regard. So that being said, the as I said before, the more that you are able to give, the more that you're able to get your voice into the chat, into the AI bot for them to understand who you are, who your club is, you know, and what is important, the more that it's going to be able to give you better content. And then there is ethical considerations based on how these AI bots have been created, the information that has been shared and put into these bots to educate it. And so there have been issues in the past about copyright, bias, and transparency. You have to watch that. Again, that's going back to the over-reliance and going back to making sure that you're going through everything and reading through everything to make sure that you're not, that what you're putting out there is as close to your own as possible. So not just taking all the words and all of the content that you can get out of AI. I do want to point out the brand center because it is important to be able to go onto the Rotary website and take a look at that, especially for any of the public image type of resources that are available there. You'll see as you log into my into the Rotary website and you log into my Rotary, you're able to go into the brand center. And in the brand center, you'll be able to, as you can see here, there are tons of materials. There's logos, there's image, there are videos. If you've never logged in there, you have an account, whether you know it or not. And it is important for you to go in and check those things out because there are a lot of things there that will help you stay on brand and be able to use the logo in the right way and be able to create things that will help you ultimately for the future. So a couple of things that I wanted to leave you with, and then I'm going to show you some of the tools. First and foremost, as we're thinking about clubs and a public image, every club should have a public image lead. That doesn't mean that they have to do all the work. So, you know, I would love every club to have someone that sits on the district public image committee, and that can be your lead. But that doesn't mean that that person is doing, you know, all your press releases and all your social media and taking all the pictures and doing the website. And yeah, that doesn't mean that they have to do all the work because sometimes that's what turns people off from doing public image work because they think that it's so much work. And it doesn't have to be. You can diffuse that work as long as people are educated on how to do it. And that's the most important piece. I would encourage you to go out this week. If you've not done it, go out and try one of the tools. I'll show you ChatGPT that you can easily get a free account there. And I would encourage you to try it out. Try it for your club. Try it if you've got an event coming up. Try to create a press release. Try to create a social media post. Or if you had an event and you have a great image that you want to share on your social media, try to create a social media post from the information from that. And then I would love to hear your success stories or things that you're struggling with, because down the road that might be something that we can help you with as well. So I'm going to switch over back to my other screen. Quick, I want to show, gotta find it. No, hold on, I gotta find which screen it's on. Okay, I'm going to change and I'm going to go in here. Okay, can you see this screen?
Yep.
Okay, good. So I'm going to show you ChatGPT. Now, this is a free account, okay? I do have a professional account. The biggest thing on professional accounts is you're not limited, right? In a professional account, you're paying a certain amount per month. And by paying that, you have full access to being able to create whatever you want. And you're not limited. It doesn't hold you back. On a free account, it will limit your your club, yeah, or yourself to a certain number of searches, a certain number of uploads per month. So give me somebody, has anybody had a local or a recent event? Give me a recent event that you did. Give me some information. I thought I heard someone talking, but
President's Barbecue.
I couldn't hear what she was saying.
President's Barbecue.
Okay, so a barbecue?
Yep.
And what club?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay. So they recently had a barbecue, and how many people showed up?
About 110.
What happened at the barbecue?
We had a handover program. We had Channel 47 people show up. It was held at the president of the club's home. Had two tents outside. With our members were cooking chicken and steaks. And had an open bar.
I don't know. I'm not gonna put that in there.
uh, it was on a night where we had a thunderstorm go through, but it got us a little wet, but it went through very fast, and we continued on and had a great turnout and a great time. And unfortunately, our current district governor was in Ontario, or Calgary, I mean.
Okay, so I'm just going to use that. I mean, you could frame it a little bit better, talk more about the Charlotte Rotary Club, but let's just say create a social media post for Facebook that incorporates from below and adds in relevant tags. Make this 150 words or less. Okay. So then we put that in there. There we go. Now that may be a little bit long, and you can adjust it. There's a lot of tags in there, and you don't have to have all those tags, but you can see how fast that happened.
Yeah.
Right? And it sounds a lot better than what I typed. Right?
And
so, I mean, so what I want to show you is, I mean, you could even say, create a graphic image to go with this post. I mean, you could say something like this, but the image that it this usually takes a little bit longer, especially in chat GPT. It takes a little bit longer in that regard. We'll see what it comes up with, but it typically, I don't always like the images that I get out of chat. And like I said, it's taking a little bit of time to think as it's creating. It's a lot faster with text. ChatGPT is very good with text. It's good with analyzing. You can do deep research as well in taking analytics from your club or data from your club to be able to expand and go even deeper. But images, there's other AI tools that are out there that are better with images, in my opinion, than chat is. But we can see what it comes up with once it's done. How else are people, Jackie, talk to me about how you've used it. I know you've used it some in some of the work that you've done in preparing to be district governor.
Yeah, I use it every single day, multiple times a day. I used it today at the Rotary Club of Portage when the question was asked in a trivia question, who were the US presidents that were Rotarians? I quickly typed it up and it told me, it spit it out immediately. So it's a great tool. I'll rewrite my resume with it, just everything, press releases, everything that Chris says is amazing. So I love ChatGPT. In fact, I use it so much. I have two different accounts. I have the free account and then I have an account that I purchased because I use it all day long.
Mhm. So, sorry, my computer's
What?
computer's.
Look at the image it created and what I gave.
Yeah, so take a look. So here's the image that it created. And this one actually is not too bad. It actually has the right Rotary logo. I like
Yeah.
that. Um, and it has the Fox 47 logo in there as well. I don't know if they would, it kind of looks like it's sponsored by Fox 47. So I don't know that I would have
I might take that out.
I might end up taking Fox 47 out of there, unless they were a sponsor of the event. But yeah, so I mean, it's kind of I mean, this and how, I mean, it took a few minutes and it took maybe a minute or so to get it, but it didn't take too long. The other one that I want to show you is Canva, and I definitely use Canva. I use it personally and I use it professionally. Um, so let's see. So like here's some things. I didn't use AI for this one, but over the last year we try to create birthday posts in our club. We created a template and we say happy birthday to our members. You know, and it's an easy thing to just replicate and do as long as you have pictures of your membership. And then you put it out on social media, make your members feel good. And it's an easy way to be able to celebrate your club in different ways and show people in your community who's a member of your club. Um, I'm trying to see some other ones here's one that we created as we were starting to think about the Polio Plus Society. Hey there, Ed Foster.
Yeah, and it's on the website. Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah. So this was kind of an initial kind of a play and see how we might want to do this. Um, but they have design tools right here. So you can see here, and this is the professional version. So you're going to see things in here that are not the same as a free version. But 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 in the professional version, you can get into here. Here's the Magic Media. Magic Media is is their AI. So you can say, so 5 words that you're trying to describe what so you could say, we could say for the barbecue, we could say chicken, barbecue, uh, we could say, oh, not BBBQ, sorry. We could say Rotary, Friends, and Fellowship. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they come up with. And this is just giving them 4. Hey, look at this. Oh, it just popped it over here. I didn't mean to do that. But I'll make it bigger so you can see it. Not exactly the right Rotary logo, um, but fun, right? If it was the right Rotary logo, it kind of nice. It's not the right Rotary logo, so I wouldn't use that. But they also give, I mean, just generic picture. Nope. Sorry, I'm messing things up. But anyway, but they also have other things that are pre-made and pre-made templates in here. So you could say that if you're doing fundraising, you can just type in fundraising and you can see all the different templates that they have here on the left. I can make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. Not all the templates are great, but I mean you have to definitely make them your own. Make sure that it's on brand with your colors and so on and so forth. But Canva is a powerful tool and one that I would encourage you to try out for yourself as well. So that being said, I'm going to stop sharing. I want to see what kind of questions do you have?
I don't have a question, Chris, but one place that we are using AI is on our Zoom meetings for our board meetings.
Okay.
And it's terrific.
As note
It
takers?
picks up things that I didn't even hear.
So as a note taker, you mean?
Yeah,
Like
it
like
takes
using
the notes for the
Otter.
meeting. You could actually copy the whole thing and you'd have pretty accurate notes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I have noticed that it's very professional
Yep.
and sometimes turns the phrase so that it sounds even better than when it was spoken in that board meeting.
It's making me sound good. How else are people using AI with their clubs?
For me, it's kind of
How do you
crossing
want?
over a little bit. I think much like Jackie, use it all day, every day. It's completely replaced anything I do with a Google search. Um, whether I'm looking up a recipe for teriyaki chicken, rewording a message I'm going to send to an executive recruiter, identifying a vine of berries that's growing on the fence in my backyard, writing a Dr. Seuss style story about a crazy thing that happened last week. I use it all the time. Um, Quotes and citations that I like to put at the end of emails. I will ask for 10 to 15 quotes with citations about a certain topic, and I usually double check them, and they're always pretty doggone accurate, but I love adding that element to it. And I just sent to Jen Maynard, a colleague of mine here in our Rotary Club of Portage, back in January before one of our lunch and learns. I just, for a giggle, decided to ask my co-pilot, a AI bot, to design a presentation for a lunch and learn. Gave it parameters on how long, how many slides, etc. And it spit something out in about 2.5 minutes. And the only thing I had to do was increase the font size so we could read it in the room and enlarge the pictures. It is unbelievable what these tools are capable of doing, and I use them all day, every day.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate you sharing that. Others? Anybody not used it yet? And if so, what's holding you back?
Well, the answer, Chris, I'm going to ask to share. I'll share you the results of that.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. You should be able to do it now. So this was your Discover Rotary program?
He's muted.
Yeah. He must be. Matt, was this used as a Discover Rotary program? You're muted if you're talking. I'm guessing it is. It is amazing how much you can do.
I'm
And
sorry, I was talking that whole time.
yeah, yeah, that's what
Yes. So I did this just for a giggle before we did one of our lunch and learns. We did not use it, but as you can see, it's amazing what came out of it. Uh, Generic graphics, I would go to the brand center and replace those with things off of the brand center. But as I went through the bullet points that are on here, they're pretty spot on. You know, service above self, ethical standards. Um, Again, it was just more for my own uh, testing purposes, but I was really impressed. This used the Microsoft Copilot AI bot, and um, again, I only increased this. The only thing I did was increase the size of the font and increase the size of the images for readability within the room. And I was pretty blown away by it. A brief history, growth and impact. Um, and there's such a wealth of information out there on Rotary that's publicly available. So it had so much to draw from, but I was impressed. And I wouldn't necessarily use this one verbatim for sure, but I was really impressed at the start it gave me. And if I wanted to take this and go beyond, it was pretty impressive. And again, I think I said it when I was muted, and I should have been screaming, but I was muting muted. Um, this took about 2.5 minutes for it to do.
that's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure.
Jackie, I know you said you used it today. Are there any other examples you'd want to give of things that really worked well or didn't work?
I'm always asking it questions. Like if I don't know the answer to something, I just ask a hypothetical question. But I had to write an article. I dragged my feet on writing this article for a pub. And I was like, I was down to the wire and I'm like, I've got to write this article. I didn't want to do it. So I went on ChatGPT. I gave credit that I went on ChatGPT. It was about using AI in design and in life and creative. And so I referenced it. I know it's going to come back to haunt me later. As my son enters the movie industry, it's going to hurt me later. But I gave it credit that I used it and I got through that article in 5 minutes. So it was awesome, but you've got to really look at your work and you got to read it and you have to agree. You got to use common logic and see if you agree with what it says because it'll spit out a lot of stuff and sometimes it makes up things. So double checking work is helpful too.
Yeah.
I'll bet Gwen's used.
Yeah, Gwen, have you used it? No? Okay.
I do have another example too. My business uses AI every day because we do editing. So we do photography and video and graphics and all that. We'll edit the visuals, but you have to be super careful when you ask for things. Food usually looks bad in AI, so I try to avoid that. And people sometimes will miss a limb. Sometimes they'll put a person that you're putting them on a couch and they'll put them in the couch and like they don't have the bottom part of their body. So you got to watch that stuff. It's garbage in, garbage out, but just double check the work. That's all I want to say on that. And I also just want to say that sometimes candids are better than to ask for something so formal.
What tool are you using, or do you recommend for using with imagery?
I can't really say. I'd have to
Okay.
get back on.
Okay, that's fine. Anyone else want to share
One little,
anything?
yeah, one little trick is with Canva. If you haven't yet, or if you're using Canva, upload all of the Rotary logos, and then they're right there on the side. And then when you start using them, it puts those colors into your block on the side. So then you have all of the Rotary branded approved colors as you're doing other things to your work. So I remember like doing those all by hand back in the day and like looking up the, RGB codes and all that stuff. And I don't have to do that anymore. I just pull it from the side. So, and then, you always have like the real approved from Rotary International logos, which is important.
That's amazing tips. Thanks, Jen. Anyone else? As mentioned, this is the first of our series. So as I said before, we're going to be having our next one at the end of August, and the sign up is already out there. So August 28th from 7 to 8 p.m. Is a session on working with the media. Please encourage people to sign up. I will make sure that the links are shared widely. If you're from a different district, thank you for coming tonight, and feel free to share the links broader with your clubs within your districts to be able to allow for them to learn. We did record tonight, so I will be putting the training up onto our YouTube page so that people can continue to learn and to grow from this. And I appreciate you all being here tonight. So thank you very much for taking the time to learn, and I hope you come back for future trainings in the future.